ESPN executive poll places Cam Hayward. He's basically at number 10 as far as rankings. The rankings weren't on to the Steelers. In certain areas, pretty good, but in others, not. They rank Cam Hayward. He still gets some respect recognition at number 10. I mean, Cam Hayward played better than a top 10 defensive tackle last year, didn't he? I mean, he's first team All Pro. I'm not sure how he's at 10, other than they think that he's just going to fall, with his age. I don't know where you get 10. I don't know where you come up with 10. But whatever. You got Lawrence, Chris Jones, Carter, Simmons, Quinnen Williams, Leonard Williams, Mamadouke, Buckner, and Vea. And then Hayward at 10. To me, the way Cam Hayward played last year, I think he's 5, lower than 5, in my opinion. I think he's no lower than 5. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But that's just kind of the thing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We've seen people have, agendas against the Steelers for years. So, a lot of writers hate on our beloved Steelers. They do. But that's how they get clicks and how they get ratings, is because they know that we're a crazy fan base. And if you write about us and you write about us negatively, we'll get mad and get in comment sections. So Phoenix 55 says, we will get a certified number 2 wide receiver. Khan plays a slow and patient game. A lot of trades Steelers made. People gave up and thought they weren't going to happen. Look at Rodgers and Ramsey. Yeah. Well, hell, you can look at Jonnu Smith. Remember Jonnu Smith? The report came out before the draft. And then all of a sudden it just died down and went away because Miami was probably asking too much. Steelers were like, hell no. Well, then Miami got desperate. Then Pittsburgh said, absolutely. Not only that, we'll give them a raise. So I like that effect. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Also with PFF has the Steelers secondary not top 15. So just so we're on the same page, we have Joey Porter Jr., we have Darius Slay, and if you want to say that Jalen Ramsey, which I do, is the starting nickel corner, how's that not even a top 5 secondary with just those guys? But then you put in Deshaun Elliott, and I know, we lost Minkah Fitzpatrick. Yes, we did. We did. But you're going to tell me that losing a free safety, now you're not a top 15 secondary? Either that or they don't think that Joey Porter Jr. is very good. But to say they're not top 15 is about as disrespectful as possible. So that's just my feelings. I don't understand that. So the Steelers are 23rd. They were 23rd last year. They were improved. They say there's too many vets, not enough upside. But how are they going to play this year? That's all. I mean, everybody talks about upside. That's years down the line. What about this year? How will they play this year? We'll worry about next year. Upside is potential for multiple years down the road. That's not talking about this year. So, yeah, I don't know, Justin. I'm the same way. I'm surprised. I'm like, I don't get it. But I take that back. I do get it, because you got to consider the source. That's number one. And when they have an agenda, they're going to have an agenda, no matter what. But it just doesn't make sense. So, but Ramsey, Slay, Elliott, Thornhill, Porter Jr., that's not a top 15 secondary. Give me a break. I'm just not going to listen to it. I'm not going to listen to it. And again, I love Minkah Fitzpatrick. But if you're going to try to tell me that losing your free safety is going to make so much difference in your secondary, and maybe it will. Who the hell knows? I just don't believe that. I don't believe that, because I've said it on multiple occasions. Your free safety is so far down the line of importance of a football team Now all of a sudden, it's so important to a defense. The free safety? Come on. I come on, man. Come on. Jay's Up Teeth says, thanks for the super chat, by the way. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Said, how many draft picks needed to move up for QB 2026? Who knows, man? It's way too early to tell for any of that right now. Way too early for any of that. We don't know who the draft picks are going to be. We got a season to play. So I don't know anywhere close to that right now, brother. I'm not trying to be dismissive. It's just we don't know where we're going to finish. We don't know who the number one pick, and we don't know any of that stuff yet. So it's too early to talk about that, unfortunately. Big money and being a Steelers hater, says our man Theron Jackson. You damn right there is. So Phoenix says, talent-wise, I'm feeling good about the team. The main thing is Tomlin and the coaching staff need to stop with the 1987 conservative crap and open up the play call and get creative and mix it up. I mean, yeah. I'll say yeah, you know. And again, I don't think you bring Aaron Rodgers in here to tell him you can't throw the ball over the middle of the field. Now, it might happen, but I don't think that's why you bring him in here. Not to mention, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to stand for that because if guys are open, I'm going to throw them the football. I don't care where the hell they are. I don't care if they're on the moon. If I can get it to the moon, I'm throwing it to them if they're open. I feel like that's what it is. So, Steeler Girl agrees. Steeler Girl agrees with you, Phoenix. 100%. Absolutely. Got to figure that stuff out. So, and here's another thing. Are the Steelers even done adding to the secondary? I mean, there's a lot of people out there say sign Justin Simmons. I prefer Julian Blackman. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are still available. You know, I know Thornhill had bad tape. I mean, he didn't play well in Cleveland 2024. He got banged up. And maybe that was why. I don't know. Y'all know my philosophy on that, though, is that if you're hurt, I don't give you an excuse. That doesn't give you an excuse to play bad. It may give you an excuse to not play your best, but that doesn't give you an excuse to play bad. I just don't. I've never believed that. And I think I get that from my father, who was a high school coach. And he used to say, if you're hurt and you can play, I'm not expecting your best, but I better not get your worst. That's just, I've always lived by that. I'm not expecting your best, but I better not get your worst. And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with injured players, you know. So, and don't get me wrong, my dad coached a long time ago, so that's a 70s and 80s mentality. But I've stuck and I've held on to that. I've stuck and held on to that. Y'all might think that that's bad. I'm tough. I'm rude. I just, and that was my whole thing with Broderick Jones. Everybody said, oh, he's hurt. I'm like, okay. But does that mean you have to play like absolute garbage because you're hurt? And give garbage effort because you're hurt? No. So, Breaking Brad says, Big B, if you could take a past Steeler to be on this current roster for this season only, who would you take? That's a good question. I mean, Antonio Brown? I mean, I don't even think that's a question. I'm taking Antonio Brown. If you could take a past Pittsburgh Steeler and put him on this roster, give me Prime AB, because Prime AB is a top 5, top 6 receiver in NFL history. So if you're telling me that see Dexter, I wouldn't take Mel Blount. Mel Blount couldn't play today because of the rules. But if you're telling me that if you could take a past Pittsburgh Steeler and put him on this roster and put him opposite DK Metcalf, Antonio Brown all day long. All day long. All day long. Give me Prime AB. Shoot. And I'm taking it. I would take it. Clifford Brown says that he would take Big Ben or Troy. Look, I loved having Troy. And he made a huge difference. I mean, he's a top to me. It's the second best safety of all time. But a wide receiver affects the game way more than a safety's going to. And I get the Big Ben, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is anywhere close to what prime Big Ben was. I don't think so. But I still think Aaron Rodgers is really good. I think he's good. And if you put a prime AB next out there opposite DK Metcalf, I'm just telling you. So, ooh, my man James said bringing Shazier back. I'm sentimental on that one, man. I'm sentimental on that one. So, Kevin, you got to stop saying Plaxico Burress. You got to stop saying that out loud, brother. They're going to lock you up in a padded room. They'll lock you up in a padded room and throw away the key, Kevin. We love you. You got to stop saying that, man. No. No, there's about 4 wide receivers, maybe more, that you would take out there over Plaxico Burress. And I'm not saying Plaxico was bad either. Because he wasn't. He wasn't. But so I would just I would. Terry Bradshaw. Woody says Ben or Terry B. I wouldn't take Terry Bradshaw. There's probably 30 guys that I could come to name, probably more, before I could took Terry Bradshaw. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Terry Bradshaw. Hell no. Hell. But again, I'm anti Terry Bradshaw. I'm tired of him constantly bashing the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yeah, there's 30 guys that I would take before I took Terry Bradshaw. At least 30. At least 30. So that's all. That's all I'm saying, people. But we'll see. We will see. So personally, I think the rankings are a bunch of garbage. So the skill position ranked number 21. That probably is right. I mean, we don't know. Look, Jaylen Warren's never been the guy. Caleb Johnson hasn't played an NFL snap. So we don't have a legitimate wide receiver too. I like Calvin Austin. I think Roman Wilson can be okay if he can get on the field. I like DK, but 21 is fair for skill position players, including Rodgers. The Bengals were 3rd, the Ravens are 8th, and the Browns are 29th. That sounds about right. So, and I don't think DK is enough to elevate this group. I think it's going to be more. Now, do you count skill position players with tight ends? Because Muth and Jonnu Smith have to help. They got to help. And I think you probably do count them with skill position players. So, I don't know. Maybe 21, it is what it is. It is what it is. Are the rankings fair at the end of the day? Probably. Now we got people on Thunderbird over in the chat talking about Limas Swede. I mean, come on, man. You got to stop. You got to. I got on Kevin. I got on Kevin about throwing him in a padded room. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dad. I mean, I know they're just gonna put you in a hole. They're not even gonna give you a padded room. It's just gonna be a room of concrete. Just a room of concrete. You got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop. Self-made, you're right. We debunk numbers every year. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, man. Oh, see, the Thunderbird is rolling in the chat now. Now we got Lewis Lips out here. Okay. Okay. Oh, Mark Malone. Okay. Now we usually have a Mark Malone in the chat, but it's a different Mark Malone. But oh well. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. This is good stuff. So, well, we have come to the section of the show. Y'all know that we always have a producer question. And even though he wasn't here, producer's not here today, he still put a question in the chat. And I'm going to bring it up. I didn't look at it ahead of time. I think he had a way to find out if I had ever looked at it. I think he had a way of even checking on that. He was on me. So, Vegas is sipping on that Mad Dog 2020. Y'all got to stop. Clifford Brown's on Neil O'Donnell. Yeah, the Thunderbird is rolling. The Thunderbird is rolling in the chat tonight. It's gone off the rails. Absolutely off the rails. But we're at the section of the producer question. Let's bring it up here and let's see what we got. You can only build your team around one of these new additions for the next 3 years. Who's your foundational piece? Is it DK Metcalf, elite size, speed, true wide receiver one, needs strong QB connection? Is it B, Caleb Johnson, bruising back, good vision, and above average speed? Or is it C, Derek Harmon, dual threat D tackle with a motor and a story? That's a great story. Or is it D, Will Howard, fiery rookie? I don't know that he has a big arm. He's got grit and a Steelers mindset. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. I think it should be A. I'm going to say Metcalf. Although, if I say Metcalf, I'm kind of going against what I always say the Steelers have to build, and that's the guys up front. I'm going against that. A or C? Ugh. It might be C. It just might be C. The problem with bruising back with Caleb Johnson is, first of all, he's never had a snap, so we don't know how that's going to work out. But even if it does work out, how long do running backs last? I don't know, man. This is a good question. I said A, but I think it would be more. I mean, yeah, I think it's A. You can't build your team around a defensive tackle anymore. Even the Rams didn't build their team around Aaron Donald. Now, they had a team, but they didn't say, okay, we got Aaron Donald. We're just going to build everything off of him. He was just that dude that, hey, you got to double team me. And even if you do, that doesn't mean you're going to block me. And anytime you single block me, I'm wrecking your play. And it don't matter what play it is. So I think it's A for me, man. I think it's A for me. Because while I like running backs, you can find them. You can find them. So Clifford Brown says DK. Yeah, I'm kind of in that boat too. So A, he's the only proven one. Exactly. The only proven one. You can only choose one, Mel. You can't choose two. You can only choose one. So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So, but that's what it is. That's the producer question tonight, good people. I like it. Look, we're gonna wrap this up, but again, I want to make sure that everybody understands. Our man Big G wasn't with us tonight. Everybody, make sure you say a prayer for Big G. He's gonna be all right. He'll be back. I'm not gonna get into specifics on what's going on with him, but he'll be back. I, on the other hand, will not be back next week. I will be gone on vacation. So, big show. It'll be 2 weeks before you see me back on the big show because the missus is forcing me to go on a vacation. So I'm gonna go. But I'll chip in from time to time. I'll send y'all, if y'all are members, and especially if you're on your Steelers Almighty fan page, if you guys are members and you've signed up for the fan page, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see some pictures of me. You're gonna see some pictures of me. So make sure if you guys are members and you're at a level to where you can sign up on the Steelers Almighty fan page, make sure you do on Facebook. Make sure you go sign up there. Because not only if you're level 4 or higher can you get the all 22 coverage that we always have, you'll also be able to get into chats and all that kind of stuff. So make sure that you sign up on the Facebook page if you are there. So is Big G going to do it by himself next week? We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make any promises or anything like that on Big G right now. But we'll figure all that out when the time is necessary, man. We'll figure all that out. So again, just keep your thoughts with Big G. He'll be back when it's time for him to be back. I promise you. And he's itching to be back. So, but the main thing is he's got to take care of himself. So, again, everybody, there's a click or there's a link in the chat for everybody to click on. If you're not a member or if you were a member previously, make sure you click on that to become a member again. Again, the prices have gotten cheaper for everybody. So, you may consider going up a level or two because the prices are cheaper for you to be able to get there. Remember, level 4 or higher get you the all 22 access of the entire football game that we're doing, not only for last season, we're also doing it for this season. So we appreciate that. Thank everybody for showing up like you always do. Do me a favor, man. Click on the link when this show's over, the like button, make a comment, all that good stuff that you guys always do. Again, we love you and aloha.